Well, Allen County election officials say there is no reason to think there will be a repeat of Iowa's vote counting problems when Indiana holds its primary.
As Fort Wayne's NBC reporter Jeff Neumeyer shows us now, the systems used by the two states couldn't be more different.
The task of tabulating votes is constantly evolving.
We stopped using these in the mid-90s, basically, in Allen County.
Andy Downs from the Downs Center for Indiana Politics says back at that time, voters would pull down a lever corresponding to the candidate of their choice.
When they opened the curtain and that lever went up, there was a counter in the back of the machine that went up by one, basically like an old odometer on a car.
Remember the 2000 presidential election and Florida's paper ballots and hanging chads? We've had few problems locally. Electronic machines for years used in our polling places. Now a new process is being phased in to provide a paper record of every person's votes. We don't have caucuses like in Iowa, where voters gather in meetings to discuss and vote, sometimes moving around the room, aligning with a new candidate. And we don't use Iowa's suspect phone app to transmit vote totals.
We're pretty confident about what the machines do and how they tally the vote. But beyond that, it's also a system that's been tested out throughout the state of Indiana and in other states.
There are critics of the caucus system that Iowa uses to pick its presidential choices. Is it time for that system to go away? This man was frustrated watching things brought to a standstill, but he doesn't think the caucuses need to be blown up.
I'm not really sure it's a trust issue as much as it is just an issue that somebody messed up somewhere and just didn't get things going like they should have.
I mean, I think our way's pretty easy. You just kind of show up and vote. You can vote early and do whatever. But I think if they would switch, it'd probably be a lot easier.
This local political leader says the Iowa caucuses have a history of embarrassing mistakes, like
one candidate claimed victory and then they had to walk them back on both sides of the aisle. So I think we definitely need to take a serious look at replacing the caucus system with just a primary system like we implement here in Indiana.
Hoosiers head to the polls in almost exactly 3 months. Jeff Neumeyer, Fort Wayne's NBC.
And we understand Allen County will have more than 500 voting machines in use when the primary election takes place in May.